Dr. Nick Araza, Santa Barbara Family Chiropractic, how to lift safely without hurting yourself. So you've been on this process, you're working towards correcting your spine, and lifting can stand in the way of your healing, okay? In one hand, you gotta lift to be a human being on this planet. The other hand, lifting can cause subluxation and damage to your spine. So we gotta figure out how to do this safely while strengthening your body to the point where you can lift and have freedom to know that you're confident in what you can and can't do. So coming from a long history of low back pain, bending over and picking things up made me super wary. So I'm going to show you what the things that I've gone through and learned how to do, and now I do it without thinking. Okay, so when you're going to lift anything from a pencil to your couch to a 200-pound deadlift, whatever it is, from now on, you want to start with the process of bracing your abs. Okay, so bracing abs. We talk about good posture on how to stand. You squeeze your butt, you squeeze your abs. Okay, spread your collarbones. This is good posture no matter who you are, where you're at for you. And then you can turn off the butt, but this stays on. Doesn't matter what you're doing. Even if you're opening a door, you want to have brace. These are postural muscles, and the more often you use them, the flatter they get. So that's what we all want in this culture, is the flat washboard abs. You use them posturally. 10% at least contraction. Now, if I was going to do a max deadlift, picking something up super heavy off the ground, we're talking about 100% contraction, like you're going to take a shot to the stomach. You want max. Depending on the load, you're going to increase the tension here. That protects the spine. It's like a weight belt. Okay. So number one, brace. Tighten up your core. Two, you want to keep objects close to your body. Okay. Reducing that lever arm reduces the force that you need and less susceptibility to injury, especially in the healing phase that you're in. Third, we want to keep a straight spine, okay, a neutral spine. So again, how we find that, we squeeze, and that's the zone that you want to find. Now you're going to do all the motion from the hip, just like you're doing a squat or anything else, motion from the hip, okay? So the spine stays straight. You can practice this, and you should practice this if you're not familiar with it. You can take a broomstick, and you want to practice hinging at the hips. So everything, my head, my mid back, my low back, everything is touching sacrum. Well, low back not, but mid back, sacrum, and head, 3 points touching. I'm hinging. None of my spine is working there. There's no flexion faults, okay? So that's an important concept to have. So when we're bending over, when we're picking things up, we've got three options, okay? If it's heavy, we're going to go for something like a squat, okay, or a deadlift. So squat, deadlift, either one. We're going to pick up. Spine is still nice and straight. Abs are nice and tight. Lever is close to my body, not way out here. That's way harder to pick up. So I'll bring it in close, and then we're going to stand up. That's a squat. We've got the deadlift we can use. Here we go. Hinging at the hips, lowering down. Spine is still straight. Tipped over is fine. We just need it straight. And up, okay? Abs, core tight, spine straight. Third option, lighter things. You can do a one-legged. It's called the golfer's pickup, because you ever seen a golfer get the ball out of the... So light things like that. You still see how my spine stays straight. That also helps if you're tight, if you haven't been practicing your squat for very long. It helps you to do things like that on the ground, practicing that, okay? You can also do a lunge type motion where you're going to bring something close to your body, pick it up, and then stand up, okay? Keep that knee behind that toe. So those are the things that are really important. You see how I lowered that down? Spine was straight, okay? Other things that are important. You got to make sure that when you're moving objects, you move your feet and your hips, not twist your spine. So this is good. Setting it over here, picking it up, moving my feet. You want to move in the direction of your feet. What you wouldn't want to do is this. Okay, that puts a lot of rotational torsion into your low back. So those are the gist, making sure that you've got that. If it's hard to get that spine straight, it can require flexibility. You might need to work on your hamstrings, talk to one of the doctors. And we can also tape or kinesiotape your low back to give you a better understanding, biofeedback on how to keep that spine straight, okay? A couple other things that are important. Just I got a list here just so you guys can have this and I don't miss it. So spine is about 20 to 40% stronger in that neutral posture. So if you're bending over like this to pick something up, you're already at a 20 to 40% reduction in the force that you can handle from your max, okay? Flexion, this posture, this flexion increases the force on the discs even up to 3 times, okay? So not saying you shouldn't ever do that, but if you've got a history of throwing your back out, subluxated low back, stay away from it for a while and let's have a conversation about that. Definitely no rounding under load. Okay, we wouldn't want to pick this up in a rounded position. Okay, so we're going to round, we're not going to do it under load. The first 30 minutes of wake up, right after you wake up and get out of bed, your spine's stiffer, it's not as strong. So give yourself 30 minutes if you got to move the house around. Your spine is also weaker under cyclical repetitive motions. So if you've been doing something a long time, give yourself some break before you go to lift something heavy. So sitting, if you've been in the car or at a desk all day, one, you should be getting up every 15 to 20 minutes anyways, but it can take about 20 to 30 minutes of upright posture, moving around for the normal function to come back and the normal protective mechanisms. So you don't want to lift things heavy right out of bed 30 minutes. You also don't want to get out of the chair after all day and go help move somebody or move your house around. Okay, I think we got it. Awesome. So I didn't want to miss anything. There's a lot of components there. So practice. Remember, squatting even without weight on a repetition basis. Just get your body used to doing it this way so that when something happens, you're ready. Also, another throw out for functional-based fitness, practicing lifting. I practice deadlifting, I practice squatting on a weekly basis. And that means that when I go to lift something at home, I know what my limits are now. So I can try and I'm like, okay, I kept my good form. I know I can't do that. If I really have to do that, I might be challenging myself past the limit. So a lot of times people hurt themselves because they don't know what their limits are. So start slow, practice, keep that spine straight, braced core, and weight close to the body. That's it. All this stuff will improve your health, improving your freedom, getting you back to doing what you want to do.